All right, kings and queens, story time. Listen up, right? When it comes to developing that sense of flow and just being able to navigate this existence freely, effortlessly, and just being grounded within yourself, you kind of have to go through the BS. You kind of have to go through that really uncomfortable stage where you're shaky, you might be a little bit nervous, you haven't really found your sense of self. Like, that's exactly what I did, you know what I mean? Like, for example, when you're from a big city like London or New York or whatever, right? Go into the inner city, it is crowded as fuck, right? Especially if you're still bound to physicality and you still take the whole world of perception so deeply seriously. You are gonna think that this facade you put on, this ego, this persona you put on is the real you. And the way in which people interact with you, sometimes you'll have a good day and then you're all up and you're happy and everything's great. But then when you have a less desirable day, you start internalizing it as if there's something wrong with you. So that just goes to show you that there's a certain level of instability and you shouldn't ever identify with the worldly self because it's not the real you. And part of just growing through that phase is going through those really, really uncomfortable stages where you'll start to have the mind and ego subside because you'll realize that none of it is really that serious. Think about it in the grand scheme of things and take into account the totality of this whole experience, right? The best way I can explain it to you is you're too focused on the content, meaning the things that happen, as opposed to focusing on the overall context, which is the fact that you are a blissful, divine, sovereign creation, a divine, sovereign expression of divine creation, here just to experience life. Because a lot of people are like, what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life, right? That's probably something that's crossed your mind a million times. Like, why the fuck am I even here? What am I doing here? What's the point of my existence? They tell you, cool, go get a job, find a purpose, build your career, buy a house. These are all just worldly things. That's just man's imposition over the world. Like, bear in mind, all this is made up. Money, made up. Economy, made up. Politics, made up. Countries, made up. Borders, made up. It's all made up. It's all man's imposition. And cool, we need to have infrastructure. We don't need, but we live in a world where there's infrastructure. I understand, right? But at the same time, if you were to detach and remember that life existed way before any of this shit. Life existed before religion. Life existed before Christianity. Life existed before politics. Life existed before countries. Life existed before commerce. This is just like, life is cycles, right? Waves, ebbs and flows. We just so happen to be in a stage where humanity is very lost. I'm saying, look, humanity's always been lost. The ruling hand always puppeteers and makes sure that humanity's operating at a very low level. That's never going to change. However, we definitely have the power now, especially in the internet age where, look, even now I'm delivering you this message, right? And how do you think I got these messages too? It was through the internet age. So in that regard, just take into account, look, none of it is that serious. You haven't got to identify your sense of self, right? Who you are intrinsically with this outer world. Play it in a state of flow by 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's how I play it. Like, look, you lot see me, I'm recording my videos every day. Flow, like, people walk past you, but who cares, bro? Like, you only care because you think they care, but no one really cares. If you keep that in the back of your mind, it's just kind of like, okay, cool. I'm just flowing, I'm doing my thing. Back to what I was saying, right? In a sense of overall context, right? The context is infinite. You got to take into account that this is your expression of divine creation. You are here to live. You're here to live as God. You're here to be free. You're here to experience joy, peace, bliss, which are vibrations which are all natural to us because we came into this world exactly that way. So what happened? You might be thinking, look, what happened? It's sure. Not only your sense of self has been steered towards subscribing to things that make you feel lesser than, which I'm so surprised that most of you don't peep that, right? And second of all, it's the programming that you subject yourself to willingly and unwillingly that affects you. Because remember, your body, your mind, your consciousness is just empty hardware. You can program your consciousness with anything you want, literally anything. Hence why they tell you that 90% of your subconscious mind governs everything that happens in your life, right? So in that regard, you can literally just take your power back by taking a step back, take one big step back, right? And also focus on reprogramming your subconscious mind. And I get that a lot. People ask me how. Yo, there are tons of ways of reprogramming your subconscious mind. There are literally NLP programs, neuro-linguistic programs, in which they send thousands of affirmations in about an hour, right? They have like an hour audio track. It's like waves of an ocean, but you can't hear the affirmations, but they're being sent into one ear and out the other, right? So you've got like a less desirable affirmation, not necessarily less desirable, but like it's the clearing of a certain blockage in your mind or a certain level of resistance you might have built up. And then the other ear, straight away, they send you a positive affirmation. I don't hear them. When I do these affirmations, I don't hear them. You don't hear them at all. However, you do start to feel a difference in your world, in the stuff that you start to attract. Like, you really start to peep that your subconscious mind is unbelievably powerful, right? Guys, I'm not trying to make the video too long, yeah? Focus on the overall context of your life. Look, yeah, I know I'm in a big maze. I'm in England. The sun hardly shines, but just put your energy, attention, focus, and awareness on that which is desirable, that which you wish to create, that which you should be grateful for, because there's a certain element of gratefulness that we still should have. Yeah, my life isn't perfect, but I know someone's living a way, way worse life than me. There are people who are disabled, who are struggling financially, who have no roof over their heads, who have got kids. I mean, like, people are in some really deep shit. If you're in the Western world, you've got a roof over your head, you've got food. I know it's easy to go into that bitch mode where, oh, it's not working out, this, that, and the third. Listen, that's just your ego and your programming telling you that you're not good enough or you haven't done this by this time. So, yeah, guys, I'm right here with you. Don't think I'm perfect. Like, I still have certain elements in my ego which are still kind of there and creep up. Like, I'm still dealing with a lot of shit. Trauma, pain, suffering. Like, yeah, my story is crazy, but I'm just here to send you the message. Guys, have a beautiful day. Peace and power. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.